That's great. So yeah, if you can turn on the video, yeah, that's much more interactive each other. So how are you today?
Hey Sean, not too bad. How are you?
Good, thank you. So welcome everybody. So this is the 42991 Advanced Water and Wastewater Treatment, Block 3 and Assignment 3. So today I just want to briefly remind what we have covered during this last 3 months, and then what's our last target for Assignment 3. We will make a more detailed discussion. So can you see my slide?
Just a request, Sean.
Yeah.
Can we please discuss the assignment 3 specifics in the beginning? Because later I have to begin my work. So.
All right. So you want to talk about the assignment 3, right?
Yeah. If it's okay, and then we can continue with the revision, and then I can watch the recording later on.
Because this. Okay, what time you have to go?
So I'm currently in my lunch break, so like around 1:30. I need to go back. Yeah.
Okay, so in this case, I can cover very quickly. Yeah, it will be just a few minutes. And then you want to know about assignment 3, right?
Yes, assignment 3. Yeah, because I don't know much about it yet.
Yeah, that's exactly. In fact, that's our main target. So can you see my slide?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, let me share again. Can you see slide?
Yes.
All right, that's great. So we can go for our agenda today. So let's think about block 1, community engagement, block 2, advanced water and wastewater treatment. For the wastewater related our design, and then block 3 is about seawater desalination plant design. So look at just a little bit of your background. Block 1, we covered socio-technical system, water management, what's the SWOT from the Singapore water reuse, and then Turumba water recycling plan. Also, we discuss about how to engage the community in terms of SWOT system. And that's the reason why you completed a very good assignment 1. And then just last week, we had block 2 assignment 2. So water quality parameters, guidelines, water and wastewater treatment technologies guide to selection of water treatment process. So you design the wastewater treatment plant comparing with the conventional and membrane bioreactor advanced water treatment process, how much we save space, how much we save energy. So it was our assignment 2. So today, block 3, assignment 3 will be the main target. Already we discussed about our block 3 lecture slide and lecture notes. So you can go back to your Canvas, and then you can see all the lecture notes. Also, you can watch the lecture videos to remind what to do for your assignment 3. Assignment 3, we have a due date 31st. Oh, it's not July. Oh, sorry. Should be May. Yeah, don't confuse. Should be May 31st. And the format is very much similar to assignment 1, 2. So you need a basic research format, and the abstract, 5 marks, background, 10 marks. So you can mention about the future water security in Australia, Sydney, and then how you can make alternative solution using desalination, and you can cover what's the plan design, so process flow diagram, and different technology you have to address, and detailed design of the RO process. So you need to clearly mention a parameter in terms of membrane types, number of banks, stages, and the buses, elements, and recovery, etc. So you can use those computer aid design software, Wave, or you can utilize some other software as well if you feel more comfortable and familiar. That's fine.
A question
Yeah.
for the first point,
Yes.
for the process flow chart.
Yeah.
We've got a process flow chart in the scenario that you provided. So is that okay? We just use that because that's the original process, right?
That's true. Original process is you're talking
Yeah.
about this one, right? From
Yes.
scenario. Yes, you are correct. You can utilize as it is because this is the real seawater desalination plant in Sydney. So you can utilize as it is. And then you can design more specifically RO filtration, dual media filtration. So that's your
Okay.
flow diagram you can use. Also, some of them possibly can utilize the ultrafiltration because that's the also Adelaide and Southern desalination plant in Perth. There are two UF pretreatment desalination plant in Australia, so that you can just utilize ultrafiltration, and then you can combine with the Wave software to combining with ultrafiltration followed by reverse osmosis. So that's the possible. So which one do you feel more comfortable, and then more strong your justification? So you can select. Even you don't have to select only these two process. There are several different pretreatment like dissolved air flotation, and then some other also different filtration technology. So if you feel okay, this is much more reasonable for you, you can also utilize. So it's flexible, but most common you can use as it is in the scenario diagram, or ultrafiltration would be second option you can select for your flow diagram. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay. And for the second point, we need to make the calculations, right? So for the input parameters, they are exactly the same that you provided in the scenario, right? The input,
Yes.
like the input quality of the water from sea.
That's
Okay,
true.
so we need to put that in the software, and then yeah, okay, cool.
Sure. So that's exactly I want to explain at the next slide. So I will show you. So in the scenario, okay, based on this one, also you make sure 0.3 milligram per liter of boron concentration. So if you can you see my Wave software program?
No,
No. Okay.
right now PowerPoint is on. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to share again. Let me share one more time. Okay, so when you say you RO report, so boron concentration initially in the scenario, yeah, we can put how much boron concentration, and then after permeate, you have a boron concentration 0.39 milligram per liter. So this is 0.39 milligram per liter. And then let's look at your calculation of your designed. So if you see this question, how do you ensure you have a satisfied boron limit of 0.3 milligram per liter? So that you make sure that your boron concentration is less than 0.3 milligram per liter. If not, yeah, you have to think about the second pass to remove your boron concentration less than 0.3 milligram per liter. Also provide how you can minimize the impact of the brine disposal on cuttlefish in the Botany Bay, so that you will have a better idea what's the environmental and the economic impact for your brine treatment, and then shutdown plan of your desalination and restart. So how you can restart and then shut down. So that's your next target. And conclusion, reference, and the other assessment. So you are very familiar for this one, right?
Yes, but for the fourth point, the shutdown plan of desalination plan, what do you expect from us? Like, should we give something from our own understanding, or should we need to look up on the internet how it's usually done for other desalination plants throughout the world?
That's a great question. I expect you to utilize from the internet because there are already several guidelines for plant shutdown and restart manual. Yep. So you can summarize the basic information from the internet, and then you can try to modify your own way of idea how we can effectively manage it better than what currently operating. That's my expectation. So dam level rise and how you decide what's the trigger point. So based on the manual, how you can improve, that's my expectation. You can get the good marks for this question.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All right, so this is the
Hi,
information.
sorry, Professor. Can I interrupt? Sorry.
Sure, Alex.
Yeah, hi. I've actually done some research online the other day, and especially with the shutdown and the shutdown plan.
Yeah.
Because it weighs quite a lot of marks, actually 20 marks, and I could not, to be honest, I could not find much information when I did the online research. So I checked the Senior Water website, and also I think they have their own separate website for desalination plants. But they do have lots of information on what it's about and how they process and everything. But especially with how, like, when the water level, the dam level goes up, and they haven't provided much information on what they're going to do when it's shut down and how they're going to reprocess that. I've spent a couple of hours just on that part. I did find lots of information on the other ones, but just with this one, I'm just worried because it weighs 20 marks. Just so if you could just guide us, what would be the best way to approach this part?
Best way. Let me just try to show the example slide. Okay, there are in fact of information you can utilize from the Sydney Water. Also, you can find it from the Sydney Desalination Plant website. So you will see the information. Let me.
Sorry, can I ask one more question while you do that?
Yeah, sure.
Is it possible to get extension for the due date?
All right.
Just so
okay, that's the like, last slide. I have some query already. I have some query.
So many things happening this week. I'm sorry.
That's
Okay, thank
exactly,
you.
yeah.
I
I got
appreciate it.
a lot of questions for this. I will
Okay.
summarize how many questions we got. Just let me share the, okay.
I will wait for the final section then.
I understand, I understand. Okay, my PDF file is something is wrong. It's not well responding. Just a second. Okay, let me open from. You remember have you ever checked my good example of assignment 3, Alex?
I did give a look to it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think it's written by you, I guess.
Not really. It's one of the student. Yeah.
Okay.
Assignment. So this is the one of the student example, not from me.
Okay. Are you showing on screen because we can't see it?
Just a second. Let me. Oh, my computer is a little bit strange. What should be? Mm-hmm. Yeah, just let me share one of example. Mm-hmm. So this is the shutdown and the restart plan. So if you go to the internet, there are several documentation in terms of PDF file, and they already addressed the very long procedure, how you can follow the restarting and then shutdown manual. And yeah, you don't need that much because you can refer to that because you can see all the reference here will be available. So you can summarize your reference and then key point. If possible, I want you to utilize the table. So how you can restart when the dam level is the 60%, 70%, how much you can operate of your desalination plant, 40%, 50%, and then how you can progress all the restarting point. So if you can summarize with your table or some schematic diagram, so that will be much more clear. So you have a better idea how you can address all but in the detail, so you can utilize the reference. So you can see in fact, the Sydney Desalination Plant website. If you go to the frequent Q&A and then documents, so you will see how they are following the procedure. Also, Regiment 2013, also he uh, clearly addressed all the detail. So that's the 1 page or 2 pages. I expect you to arrange your shutdown. And then this is another.
This Word document that you are showing right now, this is not on Canvas, right?
This is not Canvas. This is from the last year. One of the example of student, how they address your shutdown and the restart of the desalination plant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 1 page or 2 page. You can summarize from the website and existing information, and this will be good for utilizing the table or schematic, and that will be a much clear. I can see whether you understand how you can follow the procedure. Did it answer for you, Alex? Is it clear?
Yes, thank you.
That's great. That's great. Okay. So I will, yeah, talk to you extension later on, because that's my last discussion point. Okay, so it's everybody clear what to do, and then in the scenario, you follow this plant capacity, and then what's the process, and what's the extension capacity, temperature, salinity, process, energy requirement, and this is the contract period, almost 20 years. And this is also given by area. So you can see what's the water quality in Sydney. So you can use this kind of concentration, especially boron. So I mentioned over 425. So you can put 4 milligram per liter or 4.5 or 5 milligram per liter. And then look at the final concentration should be less than 0.3 milligram per liter. So this is you have to also look at in your software, and then make sure that you don't have a scaling issue, you don't have any design owning. And this is the process we provided you in scenario. So this is the Sydney desalination plan, and you can use as it is, or you can change this part, dual media filtration, changing to ultrafiltration, and you can design one by one. So how much chlorine you have to add, how much ferric chloride, how much pH adjustment you have to incorporate, and then dual media filter, what's the size, how many, and then how you can design. Also ultrafiltration, how you can design surface area, how many module you need for the ultrafiltration. So if you look at the where, also you can see, and you have to put the anti-scalant, how much you have to add, the RO reverse osmosis, you need to also incorporate in the your report using Wave software. So how much membrane required, how many module, how many pressure vessel, and how we can apply this kind of reverse osmosis process. And post-treatment lime, like calcium hydroxide, calcium carbonate, and then fluoride. Also, you have to incorporate for the disinfection, chlorination, and for the cavity reduction, and how this can be calculated in terms of how much kilogram you need for the production of 250,000 cubic meter per day of Sydney desalination plant capacity. So that's the all design parameter you have to calculate. And that's the overall assignment 3. You can finalize. Also, I got several questions for last couple of days. So some of students asked me, in the scenario, we have a process flow diagram already. So are we supposed to not follow that, or do we explain it or provide alternatives? So this question already I covered in the slide, previous one. You can use as it is, or you can use alternative. Both are correct. So you can use which you are more confident, also which you believe that's the more cost-effective, energy efficient. So you can select your preference, and then you can design. So second question is designing on wave. Does that include all the process or just for the arrow? This one, I recommend arrow is the bottom line. So you must do arrow using wave software. And then UF will be the optional. So if you want to do pre-treatment, ultrafiltration, if you want to use wave, that's fine. You can do that. That's the optional. But minimum bottom line, I'm expecting you to utilize the arrow design using wave software. And next question is for the intake design, is that including the piping all the way from the ocean with the specification, numbers, diameters, etc. How detailed does this section need to be? In fact, I don't really expect you to design the intake or outtake, outfall, diameter of the pipeline or numbers, because this is the matter of a simple pipeline design. So we don't need that much high skilled design factor. So you don't have to design for this kind of intake, diameter, numbers, piping. So that's not a necessary in your report. Also, next question is providing the shutdown and startup procedure. How detailed does this procedure need to be? And how to maximize marks in this section? In the scenario, it states that the Sydney Water is using renewable energy wind-based for this. I assume our startup will have to include how we power it enough and store this energy and the operation for the wind technology to make the plant work when needed. Okay, this is the very in-depth question. So there are many questions. In fact, I have to separate. So let's focus on this question first. How to proceed this shutdown and startup procedure in detail, how to maximize marks in this section. You already, I mentioned to you, you read the basic information from internet and summarize, and then you can try to utilize the table or diagram, which will make a more clear, and then you have a clear understanding of shutdown and restart procedure. So that's the, I recommend you to follow to maximize your marks. And then this renewable energy, wind power. Yeah, it is true, the Sydney desalination plant, the power is from the wind farm. So this is almost maybe 150 kilometers from Sydney. Just the middle of on the way to Canberra, there is a wind farm, and we connected our electricity to produce the Sydney desalination plant. However, no matter what we operate the Sydney desalination plant or not, this electricity goes to the electrical grid. So which means if we have no operation of desalination plant, the wind farm electricity will be used by the building or normal household. So just the electrical grid is connected, so that we don't have to worry about wind farm for the electricity of energy. So completely forget about the renewable energy sector when you think about the shutdown and restart. Renewable energy wind farm will be completely separated. They can be flexibly utilized from the electrical grid. So that's the another issue you don't have to consider for your exam, for your assignment. And wave software is not working properly. Okay, so if you have any problem, so please look at my video in the Canvas and then follow, and then try to also test it, some of the example file, and definitely it works well. I tested, so if you have any question, let me know, and then we can discuss individually. That's the what I suggest. Please, if you have a problem for this one, let me know. Also extension, the Alex, he mentioned about the assignment 3 extension, because this time a lot of assignment, a lot of projects are going on. So already several students asked me to extend our assignment 3. Yeah, so I'm positive thinking that way. So if you don't mind, Alex, we can decide next week, because I will organize one more consultation Zoom meeting next Thursday or Friday. So if you don't mind, we can discuss during that time. Is it okay, Alex?
Yep, that sounds good. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So yeah, I will think about positively, and then we can decide next week one more Zoom meeting. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Also similarity. Yeah. Please. Yeah. Make sure some of the students still. Yeah. Very high similarity. Please make it clear. You double check by yourself similarity, and then reduce your similarity significantly before you submit your assignment. Okay, that's the all about the
One last question, Sean, if you
yes,
don't mind.
last question. Yes.
Yeah. When will you be able to release the grades for assignment 2? Like, will it be before the final grades are released in June?
Okay, that's Dr. Sharupuncho. He is currently working on it. If are you MIT? You
Yep.
MIT you're talking about? Okay,
Yeah, me.
MIT. Can you send the email to me and then saying that, okay, can you please release during as we discussed, can you please release the
Yeah,
assignment
yeah.
to before assignment 3 due, so that I
Yep.
will, based on that, I will send the email to Dr. Sharuk Puncher, and then he can possibly give you by next week. That's
Okay.
what I can discuss. So can you send it to me and then Dr. Sharuk Puncher together?
Yeah, sure
And
thing.
then I will discuss with him to finalize the as soon as possible.
Perfect. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks. So, any other question?
Hi,
No more
Professor.
question? Yeah, yeah. Chinta,
I
Kumar.
want to
Yeah,
ask the one question about the extension.
yeah.
How much extension would we get? Can you give some?
How
Because
much?
we already have some assignments and all the things, so it's very
So,
difficult.
when do you think the best way to extend? Because yeah, for me, it's I need time to mark for the assignment 3. So I need a little bit of time for your assignment marking. So when do you feel it's best for you? 1 week extension is okay, or if happen next week, 1 week is okay?
Mm, yeah, probably could,
Okay, that's
because
because we
I still not start my assignment yet because I have some other assignments due
all right,
in these all the weeks. So
I see.
yeah.
So yeah, possibly, yeah, we will discuss next week during the last Zoom consultation, and I assume that maybe 1 week, or depending on how many students really want to have a very strong justification. So it's we can discuss next week. Yeah, at this moment, I cannot say roughly maybe 1 week would be reasonable extension.
Yeah,
But
no
yeah,
problem,
we will
Professor.
discuss next week.
Thank you, Professor.
Any other question from other students? No question? Okay, so next week, what time is the best for you? Yeah, this time, the Thursday, I'm sure that a lot of students possibly very busy. So how about Friday next week? Friday or Thursday? Which day you are more comfortable? 1 o'clock. So you can mention about in the chatting box. Friday or Thursday? Can you make a little bit of your opinion? Do you like to be Thursday or Friday? Okay, anytime is all right. All right, so we can organize the one more consultation timing. Hopefully, you can have more experience on the wave software and then design better, and we can have more discussion based on your design. So next week we can discuss more detail on your assignment. It looks like not many students have studied your assignment 3 very seriously. That's why the question is not much going on at this meeting, but I'm looking forward hearing more serious question next week based on your experience. Okay, if do we have any more questions before we close this meeting? Okay, thank you everybody. Then see you next week.
Thank you, Professor.
Take care.